Hello and welcome to episode 3. In this episode, I'm going to concentrate on building the Mip knee panels. Here you can see how the original aircraft Mip knee boards are supposed to fit. They are tilted towards the front of the aircraft. Due to the size of my monitors, they overhang at the base. This prevents the lower knee boards being placed at the correct angle like in the real aircraft. I had to use a bit of artistic license to overcome the problem. You can clearly see the base of the monitor interfering and sticking out through the baseboard rail in red. My solution was to keep the Mip straight and continuing a further 50mm lower. This gives the knee panel a look similar to the real aircraft. It allows the monitor to sit flush with the panel. As a result, the knee panels now stick out further into the cockpit area by 30mm than the real aircraft. The knee panels are a simple box structure design with the 3 panels located on top and a backing board located at the bottom. This provides backlighting and ensures there is no light leakage from the unit. That's all the wood prepped. Here's the old Mip knee panel, which is pretty small compared to where it needs to be. It needs to be 500mm long. Here's the Fusion 360 plans for the next one. Let's get on and build. These are slightly longer than they need to be. That's because I've allowed 6cm at each end to get rid of any plane snipe that might be there. Now I need to create the supports at 30 degrees from right angle, hence digital angle gauge to ensure that the mitre saw now fits absolutely spot on. Give it a test cut. Happy with that. 60.1. So I don't have to keep resetting the table saw here to 30 degrees every time and then double checking it. I'll mark all the 30-degree cuts, cut them first, and then do all the 90-degree cuts. So that's why I've allowed a little bit of space between each marking to make sure I get the right length. Six pieces, all at 30 degrees. Quick test cut, make sure it's at 90 degrees. 89.9, close enough. To make sure they get them all the exact same length, I don't have to keep measuring them. I'm just going to put a stop block in. That's all the wood cut. Time for assembly. Rubbish. Made a boo-boo. Because I just spooned this last hole, I drilled it for a 24mm support. It should have been a 12mm support on the end, which means it's just not going to go. As the blower fan goes here, I am just going to use a 24mm block support because it's not going to get in the way. So onwards and upwards. Would go here to put it in and try it. Now I had a few decisions to make about this, and that basically is how it sits against the MIP. I would have liked to put this bit of wood in by 12mm so that you didn't actually see it and it was covered in here. However, if I did that, then the backlighting would be covered here and here. So by extending it out by 12mm, hopefully the backlighting still works. However, a bit of artistic license to overcome a problem. And this wood has got some serious termite holes in it. Catastrophic failure yet again. Oh wow, that is a massive cock up. I'm not doing too well today. There should be 12mm showing here, a blanking plate goes in there, and the centre of this support should be there, which obviously means they're all going to be out now. On Fusion, this panel was measured at 143mm when actually it's 163mm. So I'm 20 centimetres in the wrong place. 20mm, sorry. So, time for a quick adjustment. Doesn't go all the way to the edge that it needs to, and that's because the encoders are hitting the back of the support. So I think I'll go inside into the router room and route out this section here to allow the panel to move down. Okay, so I've got my screws, I've got the plate. I'm just going to drill straight in using the 4 attachment holes there, not the Zeus fastener holes at the moment. I'm going to just drill and screw. Even though they're machine screws, I'm going to drill slightly smaller, and they should bite into the wood normally anyway, just like a normal wood screw. Let's give it a go. That's the first panel done. It's on, secure. You can see the 2 pots, wiring. However, you can see a slight problem, it was a problem with the last MIP as well. I'm going to have to go out and get some sealant and just put a thin bead down the base here. Otherwise the backlight, when the panel goes on the rear here, the backlight will shine through that gap and it will shine onto the MEP. Not exactly what I want. Panel 2 on and done. I have to go and make a slightly bigger blanking panel. This one will have the blower in. Okay, first blanking panel made. I'm going to fit it the same way, just using the 4 black screws until I get some Zeus, imitation Zeus fasteners. I've made the filler plate. I'm going to cheat and I'm just going to tack this in place with a bit of super glue. It needs to come off later, but when I paint this, then it can be permanently attached afterwards. Done. There we go. That's the top part done. Now for the backlighting panels and wiring. These are from the old MIP knee panel. These are the backlight panels, and all they are is 12 volt LED strip lights attached. Before I fit them, because they just happen to fit exactly, so go inside and make sure they work. This is my homemade power supply. Make sure it's turned down, switch her on. Cool. They're all working. One of the problems I have with the 12 volt lights is that these wires are too easy to get pulled. So all I'm going to do is put a tie wrap round the start of the wires here, so the tie wrap gets pulled instead of the wires. Let's pull them out a little bit. Oh. Pull it tight. And now the tie wrap stops the cables from getting pulled out. Then there was 2. This one's got no electronics fitted at the moment, or no electrical components, because this was never actually created on the old Sim, because I didn't have a first officer station. However, I will populate this with the components later at my own convenience. How does that look? I think we're getting there.